Hello everyone, today's topic is Cobb-Douglas production function. It was given by Paul H. Douglas and C. W. Cobb. It is a homogeneous production function with degree of 1. This production function takes into account two inputs, labor and capital. So for the entire output we just use two factors, that are labor and capital. Now see the equation of production function. Q is equal to AL to the power alpha, K to the power beta, where Q stands for output, L stands for labor, K stands for capital. A, alpha and beta are positive parameters, where alpha is greater than 0 and beta is also greater than 0. When we talk about Cobb-Douglas production function, there are three types of return that we get. Those are increasing returns to scale, diminishing returns to scale, and constant returns to scale. Whenever the term comes, returns to scale, it is always talking about long run. And you must know that Cobb-Douglas production function is a long run production function. So we get increasing returns to scale when alpha plus beta is greater than 1. We get diminishing returns to scale when alpha plus beta is less than 1. We get constant returns to scale when alpha plus beta is equal to 1. So as we saw in increasing returns to scale, alpha plus beta is greater than 1. What does it mean? It means if you double the capital and labor, the output becomes more than double. This is increasing returns to scale. Now what is diminishing returns to scale? When alpha plus beta is less than 1, which means if you double the capital and labor but the output was not up to the mark, it was less than double. Then we have constant returns to scale in which alpha plus beta is equal to 1. What does that mean? It means that when you doubled the amount of capital and labor, you got the equal amount of output. This is really important. This has been asked in exam many times. Now we'll do the mathematical part since the paper focuses more on the mathematical part. So here we are given the production function. Q is equal to A, K to the power alpha, L to the power beta, and we have to find MPL, marginal productivity of labor. Since we have to find the marginal productivity of labor, we will do the derivative with respect to L, that is labor. Since we are doing the derivative of L, so K would be constant. Now we'll apply the power rule. According to the power rule, the power comes forward and it is subtracted by 1. And since K is constant, it will remain as it is. Now it can be written as A, beta, K to the power alpha, L to the power beta minus 1. Then L to the power beta minus 1 can be written as L to the power beta divided by L as we do the reciprocal. Now this can be written as beta. In the bracket we can take A, K to the power alpha, L to the power beta divided upon L. Now as it is mentioned in the question, Q is equal to A, K to the power alpha, L to the power beta. So in place of A, K to the power alpha, L to the power beta, we can put Q, right? So it would be beta Q upon L. And as we know, APL is equal to Q upon L, that is output upon labor. So in place of Q upon L, we can write APL, right? So the marginal productivity of labor would be beta APL. And now we are asked to find the marginal productivity of capital of the same production function. Since we have to find the marginal productivity of capital, we will do the derivative with respect to capital K. So doing the derivative with respect to K, L will be constant here. So applying the power rule, power will come forward and will be subtracted by 1. Constant will remain as it is. So it comes out to be alpha A, K to the power alpha minus 1, L to the power beta. So now we can do the reciprocal of K alpha minus 1. That turns out to be K alpha divided by K. Now again we can take alpha outside and then in the bracket we can keep A, K to the power alpha, L to the power beta upon K. Now from the question, A, K to the power alpha, L to the power beta is equal to Q. So we'll put Q. So it comes out to be alpha Q upon K. And as we know, Q upon K is equal to APK. So in place of Q upon K, we can put APK. So the answer would be alpha APK. Now let's solve this question. This question came in September 2020. Question number 83. Production function is given. Q is equal to 10 L to the power 0.8 K to the power 0.2. We have to find the MPL and MPK. There are 4 options given. We have to choose the right one. Now we are supposed to find MPL, right? So we'll do the derivative with respect to L. So K will remain constant here. Applying the power rule, 0.8 comes forward multiplied by 10. L to the power 0.8 minus 1. K is constant, remains as it is. In the next line, after solving, we get 8 L to the power minus 0.2. We can never have the power in minus, so we'll do the reciprocal in the next line. So in the third line, we'll do the reciprocal. 8 1 upon L to the power 0.2 multiplied by K to the power 0.2. This can be written as 8 multiplied by K upon L to the power 0.2. So this is our MPL. Now in the same manner, we'll find MPK. Again, since we have to find MPK, we will do the derivative with respect to K. So L remains constant here. Now applying the power rule. Power comes forward and is subtracted by 1. So it can be written as 0.2 multiplied by 10, L to the power 0.8, K to the power 0.2 minus 1. So after solving, we get 2L to the power 0.8, K to the power minus 0.8. Power can never be in negative, so we'll do the reciprocal in the next step. That is equal to 2L to the power 0.8 divided by K to the power 0.8. This can be written as 2 multiplied by L upon K to the power 0.8. So A and C are the correct answers. Second is the right option. Now this is the second property of Cobb-Douglas production function, which says that output elasticities with respect to factors are constant, which means the elasticity of capital would be the power of capital, that is a constant alpha, and the elasticity of labor would be the power of labor, that is beta. This is something we must know, but do not by heart this, because in examination, examiner plays tricks. In place of capital, he will give labor and the powers he will change. So always try to solve. So now let's understand how the elasticity of the factor is equal to the constant. First of all, you must know what is elasticity of capital. We can say elasticity of capital is the change in output due to the change in capital. And in the same manner, elasticity of labor would be change in output due to the change in labor. Now first thing, you must know the formula of elasticity of capital, that is equal to delta Q upon delta K multiplied by K upon Q. Putting this as equation 1. Now since we have to find elasticity of K, we will do the derivative with respect to K. Now doing the derivative of the production function. When we do the derivative with respect to K, since we are doing the derivative with respect to capital, labor will become constant and we'll apply the power rule. The power will come forward and it will be subtracted by 1. So the derivative would be alpha A K to the power alpha minus 1 L to the power beta. Naming this as equation 1. Now in the formula of elasticity of capital, we'll put the values of equation 1. So delta Q upon delta K can be written as alpha A K to the power alpha minus 1 L to the power beta multiplied by K upon Q. Now we'll put the value of Q from production function. So we get alpha A K to the power alpha minus 1 L to the power beta multiplied by K upon A multiplied by K to the power alpha L to the power beta. So now in the next step, we'll cancel out A by A and L to the power beta by L to the power beta. So what remains is alpha K to the power alpha minus 1 K upon K to the power alpha. So can we write K to the power alpha minus 1 as K alpha multiplied by K to the power minus 1. So now we'll do the reciprocal. This can be further written as K to the power alpha divided by K. So now in the next step, we get alpha K to the power alpha upon K multiplied by K divided by K to the power alpha. So now we can cancel out K by K, K alpha by K alpha. So now we get elasticity of capital is equal to alpha, hence proved. Now in the same manner, we can find elasticity of labor, that is equal to beta. I hope you can solve it similarly, so I'm not explaining. Now this is the third property of Cobb-Douglas, which says elasticity of substitution is equal to 1. Now let's solve it to understand how. We are given the production function Q is equal to A k to the power alpha L to the power beta. We are given production function Q is equal to A k to the power alpha L to the power beta, and as we know, production function is calculated by MRTS, that is marginal rate of technical substitution, and the formula for MRTS is MPK divided by MPL, and the formula for MPK is equal to alpha Q upon K, MPL is equal to beta Q upon L. We proved this in the first property. So now we can put the values of MPK and MPL in the formula of MRTS. As we solve further, we get alpha Q upon K multiplied by L upon beta. So now we'll cancel out Q by Q. Now we get MRTS as alpha upon beta multiplied by L upon K, putting this as equation 2. Now we will be differentiating it with respect to L upon K. So after differentiating here, we get equation 1. So these are two equations which we've just found in the previous slide. Now the formula for elasticity of substitution is equal to derivative of L upon K divided by derivative of MRTS multiplied by MRTS upon L upon K. Now putting the values of equation A, it is the same thing written upside down. So we can write beta upon alpha multiplied by putting the values of equation 2. Alpha upon beta multiplied by L upon K divided by L upon K. Now solving further, we get beta upon alpha multiplied by alpha upon beta multiplied by L upon K. Now according to the mathematical rule, the things which were in denominator L upon K can be written as K upon L by reversing. Now we'll cancel out beta by beta, alpha by alpha, L by L, K by K. All we get is 1. So in the end, everything cancelled out and we got elasticity of substitution as 1. Now see the fourth property, which says homogeneous of degree alpha plus beta. We are given the production function Q is equal to A k to the power alpha L to the power beta. So now we'll be putting T along with ln K. So it would be A T k to the power alpha multiplied by T L to the power beta. This can be further written as A multiplied by T to the power alpha multiplied by K to the power alpha multiplied by T to the power beta multiplied by L to the power beta. So now can we write T to the power alpha plus beta and remaining thing in bracket, that is A K to the power alpha L to the power beta. So now we get to know that Cobb-Douglas production function is homogeneous of alpha plus beta. If alpha plus beta is greater than 1, it is increasing returns to scale. If alpha plus beta is less than 1, it is decreasing returns to scale. If alpha plus beta is equal to 0, it is constant returns to scale. Now let's come to the questions which were asked in the previous years. We are given a production function Q, L to the power alpha, K to the power beta. For this production function, you have to tell which of the following are correct. Just don't go blind. Notice the change in the production function. The properties which we did in that, K was to the power alpha, L was to the power beta. Here it is vice versa. That is why never by heart the things. You should know how it is done. A option says the coefficient A shows marginal efficiency, which is correct. Option B says if A plus B is greater than 1, then the production function exhibits increasing returns to scale. This is also correct. Third option says the MRTS of labor for capital is given by beta K upon alpha L. This is not correct because it says labor for capital, whereas in the answer it is saying capital for labor, so it cannot be correct. So in the numerator should have been labor and the denominator should have been capital. That is L upon K. Then the fourth option says MPK is given by beta Q upon K. This is also correct, so B is the correct option, which says A, B and D are true. Now see the next question. This question came in paper 3 of November 2017. In the question, we are given a Cobb-Douglas production function Q is equal to A, L to the power alpha, K to the power 1 minus alpha, where A is greater than 0. Which of the following is not correct? First option says constant returns to scale. Yes, it would be correct because when we add alpha plus alpha minus alpha, that would be equal to 1. And when alpha plus beta is equal to 1, it is always constant returns to scale. So first is correct. Second option says unit elasticity of substitution. This is also correct. The third one says variable elasticity of substitution. This is not correct because as we know, elasticity of substitution is equal to 1, so it cannot be variable. Last option, linear homogeneity. This is also correct. Now see the next question. This question came in December 2019. For a Cobb-Douglas production function, which of the following is not true? The function is 100 L to the power 0.2 k to the power 0.8. First option says it is linear homogeneous function, which is correct. Second option says it is characterized by constant returns to scales. Let's check. Alpha is 0.2, beta is 0.8. When we add these, we get 1. So when alpha plus beta is equal to 1, it is constant returns to scale. So this is also correct. Then the third option says it is having zero elasticity of factor substitution. As we know, the elasticity of substitution is equal to 1, so it cannot be 0. So this one is not correct. The last one, it is characterized by unit elasticity of substitution. This is also correct. Now the last question, which of the following are true regarding Cobb-Douglas production function? Option A says it is long run production function, which is very true. Second option says it is short run production function. No, it is not short run production function. Short run production function was law of variable proportions. So the second one is not correct. The third option says it is based on increasing returns to scale. This is also not correct because it has 3 returns to scale, either increasing, either decreasing, either constant. It depends upon what is the value of alpha plus beta. And the last option is output elasticity with respect to factors are constant. This is correct as we read before. For a production function a k to the power alpha L to the power beta, elasticity of capital would be a constant, that is alpha. Elasticity of labor would be beta, that is again a constant. So it is correct. So second is the right option. A and D are correct. Thank you so much.